This one goes out to all the creatures that slither, skitter, and scurry, and the books that bring them to life. I'm talking rats, bugs, snakes, and spiders, also known as God's biggest mistakes.
That's disgusting.
Today I'm making you feel the opposite of as snug as a bug in a rug by sharing 6 books where creepy crawly creatures play a major or minor role.
Terry hates creepy crawlers.
First up is Redwall by Brian Jacques. What happens when all the cute woodland creatures battle with swords? Redwall is filled with mice, badgers, squirrels, hares, weasels, shrews, and more. But also the creepy crawly reasons this book is on this list, which are evil rats and killer snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes?
That's the thing about Redwall though, it's as black and white as a zebra. The good guys are good and the bad guys are bad. Bad guys don't feel any remorse for their actions and the good guys don't really experience any growth in a substantial way. They are who they are.
Good and evil, there never is one without the other.
So when the sinister rat Clooney the Scourge comes knocking on the door of Redwall Abbey, seeking to take over and kill all of the peaceful critters who live inside, you know whose side you should take. Thus begins the heroic journey of Matthias, warrior mouse and protector of Redwall Abbey. He has to overcome obstacle after obstacle in order to band the neighboring animals together to defeat Clooney.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's a predictable but fun adventure, perfect for younger readers or those who just want to dip their toes in the world of fantasy books. And if you really like it, great news, there are 20 other books in this series that you can read.
There's just so many options.
Second on my list is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This book is about how our perspectives can change over time, but Gaiman kind of flips that idea on its head with a story that tends to say, what if those childhood memories were based in reality?
I can't make new memories. Everything just fades.
See, the whole book has this dreamlike quality to it as a man recalls being a kid and befriending a neighborhood girl named Letty Hempstaw. But the details of his childhood adventures with Letty are a little hazy in his memory. Despite the dreamy atmosphere of this book, there's a nightmarishness to it as well, because the narrator brings to life an extraordinary, melancholic tale of monsters, suffering, and the supernatural.
That sounds scary.
Exactly.
And you know what the creepiest, crawliest part of this book is? And this is a small spoiler for those who've never read the book before. But what's super disturbing is how the antagonist, Ursula Monkton, starts off as a worm in the foot of our main character who's just known as the boy. The writing in that scene is gross. It's a sensory overload. It'll seriously make you squirm.
Because we are food for worms, lads.
And there's an ominous wait during this entire book that'll give you the heebie-jeebies while reading it. But there are also deep life lessons to learn from Letty, her mother, and her grandmother throughout the book.
You might learn something.
Third on my list is Gregor, the Overlander by Suzanne Collins. So this book mostly takes place in the Underland, a weird world beneath New York City where creepy crawly creatures lurk around every corner.
Sounds gross.
Yeah.
And the bad guys in this subterranean world are mainly oversized cockroaches, spiders, and rats.
Never would have made it past the rats.
So it's only natural to be grossed out by them and view these characters as evil right from the jump. Do that, and for the most part, you'll be on the right track. It's an entertaining book with a straightforward story aimed at middle grade readers, so you don't really have to pay all that close attention. Scan a section or two, and you won't miss anything major, probably. Like I said, it's not that complicated. For those who want a basic fantasy journey novel, though, that's easy to follow, this is your creepy crawly jam.
Let's get back to basics.
Next up is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. This classic kids book has an upbeat message about love and loyalty in the animal world. And it all hinges on the friendship between Wilbur the pig and Charlotte the spider, both of whom are residents of Zuckerman's farm.
He's some pig.
Wilbur is on a journey from runt of the litter to prize-winning pig, but it's only because of Charlotte, whose cleverness and talent help keep Wilbur in the spotlight.
I don't want to hog the spotlight.
And also in this creepy, crawly animal world is Templeton the mischievous rat, who has skills in scavenging food and helping out a little bit, assuming there's something in it for him.
I smell a rat.
It's a heartwarming tale with a spider and rat as part of its ensemble cast, showing that even the creepiest creatures can teach us valuable lessons. And remember, spiders are good to have around if you cannot be scared of them.
Spiders, Gandalf.
The next book I'm chatting about is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This Pulitzer Prize winning Western is about a group from a small Texas town who, based on a tip from a friend, decide to drive cattle all the way up to Montana.
I need a map.
The two main characters in this book are unbelievably good. The chatty Gus McCrae and the measured Woodrow Call. Both are former Texas Rangers who are getting up there in years, and they form the backbone of this buddy dramedy, with Gus serving as the wisecracking funny man while Call plays the part of the straight man.
No, but you'll have to do it like a real cowboy, none of that side saddle stuff.
Although there's a lot of funny back and forth between them, in the wider scope of the story, there are dark topics and scary moments. And that includes the part where, and this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't read it, but there's a scene where the Hat Creek Cattle Company are on their long cattle drive and need to cross a river. As they cross, though, they somehow stumble into a water moccasin nest. Water moccasins are these, venomous snakes that live in water. And the angry snakes swarm and kill one of the members of the crew.
Snakes? Snake.
It's an extremely unsettling scene that's stuck with me ever since I read it. Snakes are bad enough, but snakes attacking you in the middle of a river is even worse. And that's why Lonesome Dove is making my list of books with creepy crawly creatures.
There are snakes in the swamp, they may bite you.
And last but not least is James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. And this is a magical adventure with larger-than-life insects that'll make your skin crawl in a good way.
You are a god among insects.
Once an orphan boy named James discovers the magical giant peach growing in his garden, he's swept away from his mean old aunts in a whimsical ride, accompanied by a talking grasshopper, centipede, spider, and other insects.
Big bad bug got a bit of a soft spot, huh?
James and his newfound friends set sail across the ocean aboard this massive fruit, encountering all kinds of fantastical creatures along the way.
James and the Giant Peach.
It's a fun, kid-friendly story about forming unlikely friendships and feeling like you belong. And after his journey with the giant peach begins, James starts to have hope for the future and learns how to be resilient in the face of adversity. Like how every bug has to believe in its ability to survive, thrive, and not get squashed. So what books did I miss? Let me know in the comments if you can think of any other novels or scenes where there are creepy crawly creatures that are popping up. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Happy reading.